You have likely heard of the term mindfulness. It's a phrase that's utilized a lot. I like to teach mindfulness techniques for depression, anxiety, and stress management. You're not in the present moment when you're struggling with anxiety. You're either stuck in the past or you're in the future. We're going to talk specifically about what works best for you. They're all different kinds of senses that you can use to help you get back in the present moment. What I like to do is to help a client figure out which one of their senses are going to help them connect with mindfulness the most. A client utilizes their hands a lot, or they are a very touchy-feely, if you will, kind of an individual. Sense of touch is going to be the most beneficial of their senses to use for mindfulness. What we're going to do is we're going to create some type of a totem, an item that they can put in their hand. That's going to be their mindfulness totem that they can use. So what does that mean? They're going to utilize and put a piece in their hand and just think that their anxiety is going to go away. No, it doesn't work that way. You don't just put something in your hand and expect your anxiety to go away. That's not how it works. However, what you do is you're creating space. You're creating distance between your, in this case, anxious thoughts and this tactile item, whatever you choose as your totem, to be able to give yourself a little bit of distance from your the thing that's causing you distress, right? Whatever those thoughts are. So for example, you would take this totem, whatever the item is, and you would kind of dissect it, is the word that I like to use. Take it in your hand, you would feel around on all of the edges. What does it feel like in your fingers? If you closed your eyes, what would it feel like, right? You could touch it, you could feel it. What you're trying to do is be as detailed as you possibly can with this item so that you can quiet some of these thoughts or give yourself a little bit of distance. We don't want to stop our thoughts because that's impossible, and that's also not a good sign. If we shut our brains off completely, that's not a good thing. That means we're brain dead, and we don't want that to happen. But what we want to have happen is to slow that process down a little bit and give us a little bit of distance again. That's what mindfulness does. It gives you the ability to focus on something else with very clear intention. So if you choose for tactile to be your item, great. It can be any of your senses. It can be sight, it can be sound, it can be taste, it can be any of your senses, even if the focus of breath, right? But again, it's not just sit and breathe and expect your anxious thoughts to go away. You would do it in a very, very detailed way so that you could slow your anxious thoughts down a little bit more. As humans, we like control. Some of us a little bit more than others. So where do you have the most control? We have the most control and impact, our ability to impact change, right? That's how I use that word control, in the present moment. Your ability to get yourself back into the present moment by utilizing mindfulness skills, that is where you will be able to impact the most change, right? So if we can get you out of the past or the future and back in the present moment, that's where we can get the most influence of change, if that makes sense. So that's why mindfulness skills can be so beneficial, because they can help you to get back in the present moment. So much of our distress can come from feeling like we are out of control, and that's where these types of skills can help us to get us back into the present moment and help us feel like we have a greater sense of control and greater sense of impact of change. I love to teach these types of skills. I love to create a very specialized piece just for the client. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, give me a call. I'd love to be able to help create something just for you.